Good morning, party people. Welcome to a brand new year on The Breakdown.
New year, new us.
Same old Johnny, to be honest.
No, I turned up with coffee. I may have...
For how many people?
I didn't know Jason was going to be here.
Yeah, McGee,
My bad.
Who's here with us, is just sitting there looking so dehydrated right now.
No, he's not. I bought a jumbo coffee, everyone.
He gave me his dregs. He gave me his sloppy little crap.
Same old Johnny. Hey, today we're going to wrap up 2021. We're going to be done with that year. Get it out of the way. It was a bad year for a lot of people, except for The Breakdown. We had a great year.
Yeah, we did have a good year. Yeah, I said this actually to... I'm not sure if I said it to you, but I know I had this conversation with my brother, and I sort of... Because he sort of was asking, how are you going, and all this sort of stuff. Obviously, it was a very tough year for everyone. And I kind of felt bad, because I said to him, I feel kind of bad, man, because the world is going through a really shitty time. But I'm actually having a really good year. I didn't hate being locked down. I spent more time with my kids than I've ever spent with them. There was so much good music. I made some really cool personal achievements that I was happy with. And I know it was a really tough year, and I'm not denouncing that at all, but 2021 was actually a pretty good year for me. I enjoyed it.
I'm stoked for you. That's good. Yeah, particularly with The Breakdown, we had an awesome time. Lockdown, COVID, everything sort of allowed us to step into something we'd never done before and find so many amazing people. I'm pointing at 3 cameras, but amazing people out there. There's the 3 people watching this. Thank you so much. No, that have really, we form relationships with, and we've been able to build out an area of our lives that we're so passionate about into kind of work, which is really, really cool. So we did touch on this in our Christmas special, but thank you so much again to everyone for your support. And we got some big things planned for this year, starting with this podcast.
Yeah, the podcast has only done 2 episodes, but we are gonna keep persisting and hope that you guys don't get sick of us.
Yeah, we'll move it to an audio only format as well, so you can just, if you want to listen to it on Spotify or Apple or wherever you listen to podcasts. And yeah,
then you don't have to look at me.
Oh, those poor things. They don't get to see you.
Yeah.
You're very handsome.
Thank you.
Anyway, today we're going to wrap up last year. We've got a kind of best of. So Johnny wrote a whole list of things he wanted to cover off, and I said, no. Let's do this instead. So we're going to go through and talk about our top albums, EPs, new discoveries, bands, all music related.
Yeah, I had other things I wanted to do as well.
But I realised that you guys don't want to sit and watch us for 3 hours. So we'll keep it
They might.
as short and sweet as we can here. Starting with our top 10 albums.
Are we going to do albums first? Or should we... Albums are the big one. Should we save that to last?
I don't care. I literally don't care. Whatever you want to do.
Let's do albums last, because that's what people want to hear, and we want to keep you around.
Okay, well, what do you want to start with?
Let's start with top 5 new discoveries for the year.
Okay.
We've discovered a lot of music on the channel. It's been really, really awesome. It was such an insanely congested year for music, and I was not
Particularly
upset about
the latter half of it.
Yeah.
The second half of this year just...
We found some incredible bands. You guys have so much to do with that. The amount of new bands that I've been shown through this channel, or both of us have been shown, is just insane. I never run out of music to listen to now.
Start us off. What do you got?
All right, so my top 5 new discoveries were...
Oh, are you going to go through all 5 or one by one?
I'm going to go all 5.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Until I Wake.
Mm-hmm.
The first track we did was it Nightmare?
Yes.
I loved it.
Yep.
I absolutely loved it. I loved those Cove Reba Sayerson vibes. I loved the heaviness. I loved that sort of modern take on a throwback to that emotive emo core from the mid-2000s.
Yeah.
I think they do it really, really well. I'm super pumped to hear more from them.
They remind me a lot of the Getaway Plan too. Aussie band, for those of you that don't know them, check them out. I don't know what it is about them. I think he just looks a little bit like the singer of the Getaway Plan. It's like similar hair and the hat and stuff.
Yeah.
But they also remind me of that band, who I still love.
Yeah, they are good.
So, okay, Until I Wake.
Yes.
You've also instantly gone one by one here. You were, I'm going to say all 5, then you said 1 and just talked about that one thing. So,
well, that's probably what we'll do. There's things to talk about.
Cool.
Yeah. The next one is Hollow Front. Now, that was a band that was requested to us quite a few times, and it took us a while to actually check out Treading Water, and I've gone back and listened to some of their other stuff as well, and I freaking love them.
They're awesome.
They're
They
so
give me a
good.
massive Polaris vibe.
Huge Polaris vibes.
Which we love.
We do love Polaris. The next one, Imminence.
Yeah, you hadn't listened to them.
I hadn't listened to them before.
Yeah.
And I was just blown away. Everything that they did was great. I really liked him. I love his voice. I love the riffs. The film clips for them were really stand out to me.
I think they were the best film clips.
So cinematographic.
Yes, it's so cinematographic.
The next one is Invisions.
Yep.
Man, the songs that we were showing from them just blew me away. And I am so pumped to hear more from them. Just really solid heavies, really solid catchy moments.
Big, huge vocals.
Oh, fucking huge vocals. Huge riffs. Huge riffs. Nice fellas too.
And your last one?
The last one was Future Palace.
You and I didn't get 5 at the same.
We didn't?
All 5 different. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, anyway, go on. Future Palace.
Yes, Future Palace. Female fronted trio. Missing a bass player. That's alright.
Well, you can't tell. We've talked about that several times in their videos.
Fuck bass, man.
You've always said that.
Bass is great. No, they're really good. The 2 songs that we reviewed on the channel were absolutely incredible. She's phenomenal.
Yeah, she has such a huge range from that beautiful, melodic, just the clean vocals. I don't know how to describe them.
Yeah, I think the thing that I really loved about them was that they sort of teeter-totter on that line between, Spirit Box go to your full sort of metalcore sort of sound, and then you've got your Paramours and things like that, and they're sort of somewhere between that. They do a bit more of that sort of that catchy punk-esque, pop-punk-esque vibe in there, and that sound, that tone, but bringing those heavies in is really good.
The heavies with them as well are kind of surprising. They still fit, but they're surprising in each song. Yeah, I agree.
And I just want to give one more shout out to one that you showed me, Hot Milk.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that one either.
Great.
No.
Had you heard of them before?
Yeah, I'd heard them before. So, that's why I think that Imminence I was already listening to, Hot Milk was already listening to. Okay, I'm going to start off with Born of Osiris. So that was a big one for us this year that we'd heard of them, never really listened to them, and you guys requested that one, and I just loved their sound. I think they have such unique headiness. The keys add a great dynamic to it. The dual vocals.
Dual vocals are sick.
The film clips were really fun.
Headless guitars, which means
always
shred.
Yeah, so that was a big one. Scion. Scion was a discovery for us. And that for me was... We'll talk about it later, but I actually didn't put it in my albums of the year because there's so much other good stuff, but I wanted to give it a mention, and that was a discovery, so that's where that fits in for me.
Cool.
Spirit Box. I know we discovered them last year on that one track, the Holy Roller, but this year's probably the year that I really delved into them, and we really delved into them, and they became a highly featured artist in my playlists. So
they were a highly featured artists on the channel as well because they released 35 singles.
Yeah, and that was a thing that happened. A lot of bands, there was I think 3 or 4 bands that we did 5 songs from this year because they released a lot of singles. But that was one for me that I kind of still add as a discovery.
I'm going to touch on all that sort of thing when we get to the albums as well.
Next one is one that you shared with me, Turnstile.
Yes, Johnny gets one.
Johnny gets one. Turnstile for me is in my albums of the year. Glow On is one of my most played albums.
Yeah.
That whole thing was just such a refreshing take on hardcore for me. So groovy, so fun. But also, they're taking themselves seriously while not. I don't know how to describe that. I've watched so much stuff from them. They did Tiny Desk last week. I don't know if you've watched that yet.
I haven't. I've seen it.
Oh, man. It's just so good. It's hardcore done soft. It's so incredible. So, that band for me is a new one that we discovered earlier in the year I'm loving. And the last one, and I don't know if you listen to this brand, No Pressure. No Pressure is the singer from The Story So Far's new project.
Oh, no, I didn't.
So they only came out at the end of the year, but it sounds like early Story So Far. It's way more like frantic punk, a bit more emo. I love where The Story So Far ended up going. We talked about that in the channel before. But this still had that really early Story So Far edge to the punk. With his
that sounds like something I would be into.
I think you'll love it. Yeah. And his vocals have improved so much over the years that it has the newer vocals, but with that sort of music. So I think it's, for those people that wanted to hear that from The Story So Far, go check out No Pressure. That's a big one I recommend checking out.
I will check that out.
Thank you.
All right, what's next? Top 5 EPs.
I couldn't do 5.
You couldn't do 5?
I did 7.
Oh,
There's so many good ones.
Look, like when we get to the albums, there could have been like I could have put 30 albums in there.
Yeah, this one
like,
was
yeah.
I agree. This one was I actually couldn't because I listened to probably these EPs almost as much as I listened to some of the albums
Okay.
in full. So I'll start this one off, seeing as you went first last time. Kenny Hoopla, Survivor's Guilt.
Yeah, I didn't even think of Kenny.
That's why I was like going through, and then I happened to be scrolling through my most played. Kenny Hoopla was my most played song of the year.
Okay.
So I put that as number one there. That's, as we said before, Travis Barker kind of reinvented, brought back this vigor for pop punk. And Kenny before I would have put as more like an indie rock artist, but he just fits so onto the punk sort of scene, but still has elements of that.
Because I remember the first song we did of his was not...
Yeah, How I Find Peace from Buried Beside the Highway. Or
Yeah.
It sounded like a Block Party-esque song.
Yeah.
And then this, the last album, is just like a fantastic pop punk album.
It is.
So, Survivor's Guilt, that's number one. I know we shared this one. Driveways, Skeptic. We love the boys in Driveways. That was a discovery for you this year.
It was.
You to them.
Now, the reason that didn't make it into my discoveries is because it is in my top 5 EP. So we have one the same.
Okay. Count it. Yeah, those boys have just done really fun. Stop that. Sorry. Really fun pop punk in like a post-hardcore-y sort of way as well.
Yeah.
It's a really dynamic EP too. There's a lot of differences on it. Each song has a different vibe, which I really like.
For sure.
So, Skeptic, that's in there. Next one, Bill Murray, 400-pound back squat.
Was that an EP?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like 6 or 7 songs.
Oh, yeah. I've got a couple of those in here as well.
Yeah. That for me was such an interesting one because every song again on that, every song is different to the other ones, and every song is different in the song. There's so many different elements and it's so interesting. I love that band.
Best thing he ever did was leave Attack because
100%.
he's just come into his own.
Yeah, 100%. Onslow. So this is the singer from Make Them Suffer. That EP, Onslow, it's self-titled, is unreal. It's so good. It reminds me, it has so many different elements of other bands. There's like elements of Deftones, there's elements like Smashing Pumpkins, there's elements of Make Them Suffer. There's so much to it. It's way more rock-based than metal.
Yeah.
But it still has some really heavy moments, it has some really beautiful moments, and that one we didn't talk about enough on the channel, I don't think, because we only did the...
What was the
first
one
single?
song?
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called.
I don't know. I am old.
Something Rust. That'd be Rust.
Memory.
Watch Me Rust. I think it's Let Me Rust. Anyway, Onslow, that's the next one there. Next one, as I said just before, No Pressure. The EP is called No Pressure, so I won't go on that anymore. The next one is August Burns Red, Fit for a King, Guardians of the Path, their collab EP.
I can't believe I didn't put that in there.
That's okay. That's why we're here for each other. It's unreal. Obviously, August Burns Red, they were my band of the year. That was the most listened to artist for me. I'm in their top 1% of listeners. Remind me that. You okay? Great.
I am now.
Excellent. So this is where they did each other's songs. So essentially, it was Fit for King featuring Jake, and then August Burns Red featuring... Oh my god, I'm having a mental blank right now.
Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. Anyway, God of Fire is probably my favourite track on there as well because Jake's vocals over the top of that track, phenomenal.
It was really good. It was so well done. And it's like, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, I kind of don't see the point why they would do something like this. And then you hear it and you're like,
fully.
Well, that's fucking cool. Yeah. I'm an idiot.
Hearing Ryan on Defender is like, oh, there is a different thing there that, amazing. Yeah. And the last one I had here, again, we're up to number 7, is Void of Vision, Chronicles 1, Lost. This thing bangs. It absolutely bangs. It's like dirty, genty, heavy, hardcore, and I love it.
Do you know the only reason that didn't make it into mine? It's because it wasn't longer.
Yeah.
It was only the intro and then 3 songs.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's one of those things where I listen to it and I just want more.
100%. Maybe you're really excited.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's Chronicles 1 and it's Lust, I'm hoping it's 7 Deadly Sins and they continue with that.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
I hadn't thought about that one. I swear we talked about that in the channel.
Oh, maybe.
The gold
We've been...
Oh, coffee! Anyway, so that's my EPs.
Yeah.
Sorry to drag that one out, guys.
That's all right.
What do you got?
What have I got? Well...
Did someone say merch? Oh boy, we got you covered. Plenty of styles to choose from, like... And... Ooh! or, ooh, he is going to do great things. But more importantly,
Ooh, purple's a fruit. Oh, yellow.
you know what? Yeah, you're absolutely right. I won't put you through that much more. No, you blew it. Turn around. That's the important part. Alright, last thing.
Slap it at ass.
Plenty of options. Check out the link down below, and thank you for supporting the channel.
We love you. So my top 5 EPs, again, I'm going to just go straight to the second one because I had Driveways as well. Skeptic was great, you showed me them, they're great dudes, supported the channel, thank you guys, we love you, we think you're great. Yeah, and I think it's mostly for what you said, like every song has a cool, like separate identity, I really love that. And one thing I wanted to touch on that you didn't was the production. I love the production. I love how they're just them.
Yeah.
It's not super flashy, it's just like, yeah, we're essentially a punk band.
No bells and whistles. You don't need bells and whistles to play punk, man. You just need guitars and drums.
Yes.
Anyway.
I don't know any punk bands with bells and or whistles.
Should we start a bells and whistles punk band?
Yes.
Cool.
But we've got to be naked and just hang them from us and just shake. How do we
So
how do we
punk.
blow the whistle?
Oh, we know how you blow a whistle.
That's a sex joke, kids. Anyway, Avaris, Parallels. Now, this was another one where, like you said, like this one had 7 tracks.
Yeah.
We reacted to those lads and lass from the UK, and they had massive Architects vibes.
Yeah.
And I really loved it. I loved that
Yeah.
EP. It's so sick. It's just that sort of Architects vibe metalcore done really well. Great vocalist, great riffs, great drummer, great bass player. They have a bass player because they're not a 3-piece punk band. Anyway, the next one was Orbit Culture, Shaman.
Oh, okay, cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's so heavy. It's so good.
I didn't give that much of a play.
Really?
Yeah, I listened to the songs that we did, but I didn't go and listen to that on its own as an EP.
Give it a go.
Okay, well,
It's fun.
Yeah, sure.
It's riff-tastic, as you say.
I do say that. Riffalicious.
It is. The next one was Future Foundation, Trinity.
Ah.
It's very early in the year.
No, I didn't add it for a reason.
Oh, why?
I didn't love it. The first 2 songs got me so excited and the rest disappointed me. I was going to wait and talk about that, my disappointments.
No way.
Yeah. But go on, why
I think I loved 3 of the 4 or 3 of the 5 songs so much that it made it on there. And I just think the whole concept of it, the whole reason behind it, and the whole execution of it, it's just something that we haven't really seen before. And I thought it was really clever and really cool. And I do hope they do more.
Dawn was just such a standout for me. I loved that song so much that I think after that, I was
set the bar
just
pretty high.
Way too high.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the next one was when they're on the air.
The runway?
Yeah. What was
Yeah.
that? Air.
Plane.
Takeoff space.
Airplane Road.
That one.
And they were doing the Flying V on there.
Yeah, that's it. No. I don't remember what that song's called. I like that, but not as much as the first. And then after that, I wasn't as stoked on that one.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I can get that, but yeah. And the last one for me was Against the Current, Fever.
Oh, you know what's so funny? I was listening to that last night. I was listening to your No Chemical Romance playlist.
That's become my most played playlist for me.
As in you're playing it.
Yeah,
right.
I love it.
Yeah, I was really enjoying it, and I actually went on to find that band because I couldn't remember the name. For some reason, Against the Current never sticks in my head. I can't remember that band's name.
You know what? I think when I wanted to show you this band, it didn't stick in my head as well.
And then we
for some
talked about it
reason.
later and we couldn't remember them.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What is it about that name? Anyway, I love that EP. It's another 7-track one, but it's so good. She's got such an insane voice.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name. Chrissy? Am I making that up? Sorry, Chrissy. Sorry.
Yeah, and there was a song that had the...
Again and again.
Yeah, who was that featuring? Guarden something?
Yes.
Yeah, love that song. That
Yeah,
was
it was
a really
really
great track. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. That was a very good EP. Well done!
What's next? What were your top 5 EPs? Let us know in the comments below. What are we up to now? So before we get onto albums, let's go disappointments. Top disappointments of the year.
Already said one.
Which was Future Foundation.
Yep.
Have you got any
Not
others?
overall, like as in, I was super impressed with it. I think just the EP didn't live up to my own standards.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty high
We've
standards.
talked about this on the channel before, and I disagree with you a little bit, but I was still a bit disappointed with A Day to Remember. I think that Welcome Home had such promise, particularly with the starting tracks, Resentment, for me was an amazing track. I really liked the song they did with Marshmello, and I was like, oh, okay, if that's where this album might be going, cool, really fun.
Yeah.
And I felt like there was no cohesion to the whole album. It felt like there was a bunch of good songs, which I did like a lot of the songs, but there was no, like, yep, that's how it plays through and that's how it all ties together and stuff.
Yeah, it made it into my disappointments, and that's mostly the reason. It's not because they don't go heavy. I don't give a fuck if they want to be heavy or soft. They can make a folk album for all I care.
That ballady last track's amazing.
A great song.
Yeah.
It is 100% the cohesion. Like, I want things to flow seamlessly. I'm okay with, like, you know, a random super heavy bit coming out of nowhere, like, what's the Bad Friend or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like, there's nothing wrong with having a real heavy song in there that comes and punches you in the face all of a sudden. It's just the rest of it when it's just like...
come punch Johnny in the face all of a sudden.
God damn it.
No, I'm not going to do that.
I was actually waiting for you to just come...
Well, you're going to sit there and take it as well. Oh, I did ask for this.
Yeah, I did ask for that. Okay, so I'm surprised that you didn't put Limp Bizkit in yours. It didn't make it into mine, but I'm surprised because I know when we spoke about Limp Bizkit, you said it was great, but then you kind of lost interest very quickly.
I would say that's because I didn't have high expectations.
Okay.
I wasn't disappointed because I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, they kind of became like the Guns N' Roses. I didn't even expect them to drop anything.
Fully, yeah.
honest.
So while I enjoyed that first opening track we did, and then it was like it did peter off throughout the thing, it wasn't a disappointment because I didn't really know what to expect. To get 2 or 3 great songs, I was like, oh cool, we got 2 or 3 great songs.
Yeah.
I'm not disappointed by that.
Yeah, for sure.
So
That makes sense.
That's what didn't fish for me.
Alright, so my biggest disappointments were, I'm going to say, I do have 5 of them, so it was obviously A Day to Remember. Volumes.
Yeah. I never listened to that album either.
Didn't you?
Everyone asked me to and I forgot.
I wasn't disappointed in, it's not a bad album, but those songs that we did were so good and I was so hyped for it.
Love that.
That the rest of the album I was just like, there's only 1 or 2 tracks on here I love as much as I loved those.
Yeah, okay.
So I was just like,
Yeah.
like when a band releases their best songs as a single, it's an issue for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, but maybe I just need to give it a little bit more time. The same was with Of Mice and Men.
I have just kind of given up on Mice and Men.
They're not bad.
They're not bad, but they're not a band I listen to anymore in terms of they've gone up just straight metal, and the metal core element to them is what made me interested in them before.
Yes.
I feel like now they're still phenomenally talented.
Yeah, for sure.
His
Great
vocals
vocals.
are insane. They're
Yeah.
super tight, but the music, the way they write, is just not my interest now.
Yeah.
As much. So yeah, again, that's not a disappointment for me because I just don't really listen to that much. Like they come on my release radar, and I just don't go, oh great. I just kind of skip through it. So
I think that I did check it out this time because a couple of the tracks that we did, I was like, this is...
yeah, we did one that you really liked that I was okay with, but a bit indifferent.
Yeah. Biggest disappointment of the year for me was AFI.
Oh yeah, that did suck.
That sucked, man.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. It just didn't sound like AFI.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
I can't listen to it. I'm sorry, AFI. Sing the Sorrow is, if not in, close to my top 10 albums of all time. So...
yeah, they've got 4 albums that for me are incredible.
yeah.
That is it called Crash or Crash Love?
Yeah, Crash Love, December Underground, Sing the Sorrow, and for me it's the 2 before that, Black Sails in the
Black
Sunset.
Sails is the one for me.
And what's The Art of Drowning.
Yeah, which is weird. I didn't get into that early. That was when they were a bit more punky, and that was... yeah, I wasn't into that early.
I really liked Burials as well, because it had that dark, gothic, industrial
I think
tone
when
to
that
it.
came out I wasn't into that vibe as much, and so I just didn't listen to it. Yeah, they definitely had some good songs on there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
those...
so yeah, that's why we didn't react to any of the songs either, because...
yeah, we actually had both listened to them, and one of the things we talked about in this channel was wanting to be positive for the most part. Like, when you said you were disappointed, I was like, that doesn't seem positive. But I did want to talk about music in a way of like, we don't love everything, and we'll definitely be honest about stuff. But I think if I know a song, I can't really
Doja
be
Cat.
like...
Doja Cat.
if I can't
Doja
be
Cat.
positive about it, I don't really want to talk about it, because I'd rather share good vibes with you guys rather than like, hey, check out this band that we hate. I want to share good stuff with you guys.
Yeah. No, you're right though. Like, and I've said it before. I've said like, it's more fun for me to sort of just like sit there and not go, oh, this sucks, but go, all right, I'm not into it, but
why
can
don't
I
people like
find
it?
something that I recognise why people dig it?
Yes, you can.
And that's sometimes not good enough for people on this channel, is it?
Anyway,
Anyway, continue on.
That's your disappointments?
That's my disappointments.
I couldn't do 10 songs.
Yeah, look, we were going to try and do 10 songs, but there has just been such an absolute onslaught of great tunes.
Onslaught. Sorry. I wanted to go through, I can't figure out how to do it to find out how many videos we've done this year. Hey, Gee,
Yeah.
can you have a look right now and see how many videos we've done this year? See if you can figure out how to do that. If you can't, no problem.
McGee's out there going,
I don't want to.
He's like mumbling hesitantly. Just a fuck you, Nathan.
Yeah, we did so many. Like, I'd say for at least half the year, we did 2 songs a day, 7 days a week. You add that up, that's a lot of music. So, I had trouble picking them. And as I said to you, I went through my, like, I can go through, I'll show you right now. I went through my Spotify, like, what's it called?
The Wrapped or whatever I almost played. See, I can't do that because when I'm in the car, a lot of the time I'm like listening to podcasts. So, or I'm with the kids. Now, if the kids are in the car, I need to put on stuff that they like. And
Parkway Drive and Kiss.
No, this year it was Ice Nine Kills, and and Joe actually messaged me. He's like, "Oh, thanks, man!" Like, because there was like 4 out of 5 top like Ice Nine Kills songs, and I'm like, "Thank the kids, man. They love it."
So on my top songs, I'll read through my top 10. It was Kenny Hoopla, Siamese, Beartooth. Do you want the song names? Hollywood Sucks, Enough Ain't Enough, Devastation, Love Race, Machine Gun Kelly, Kellen Quinn, Nice Now, Point North, 5 Years Down, Driveways, Goliath, Architects of Simon Neil. Then it was Never Let You Go by Third Eye Blind, which is a song that came out in like the 90s.
Yeah.
Inside Out, the Tycho remix by Spoon, and then Dawn, Future Foundation.
How did you find that?
How did I find that?
Yeah, this is great content. Yeah, how did you find your top songs?
I'd saved it when it came to me, the Wrapped.
Oh, the Wrapped.
If you looked Wrapped,
Wrapped?
just give me this thing. I don't trust it quite quick enough.
Just type Wrapped. Yeah, see, Assault and Batteries, Ice Nine Kills. Hip to be Scared, Ice Nine Kills. Impermanence, Architects. Animals, Architects, thanks Dustin. American Nightmare, Ice Nine Kills. Can't Force the Love, Siamese. Sleep Society While She Sleeps. Architects, Ice Nine Kills. Holding Absence got in there. Sleep Token got in there. Yeah, Ice Nine Kills. It's Ice Nine Kills.
The interesting with me, as I was saying there, was I had quite a few songs in there that actually were like from playlists that I play heavily. Court being one. Court doesn't like metal, so my top playlist, my top genre is actually pop punk, because that's the stuff I share with her more now. We listen to pop punk stuff when we're training or when we're in the car and stuff, because it's like a good bridge. It's not too heavy and she can get into it.
I think that's the same with the My Chemical Romance playlist that I have. Like, we just went away to Coffs Harbour and obviously like had, you know, the 3 girls in the car and Dustin. So it's like we can listen to heavy music, but then it's something that Tony and the 2 little girls can listen to and they get along and sing it. Actually, you need to see the girls sing along to Molotov by Stand Atlantic. We had to listen to that like 10 times. I'm going to take a video of it and send it to Jono because the girls just belting it out is hilarious.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah. But yeah, you gotta be kind when you're in the car with other people and respect their music taste.
That's it. So
unless they listen to Doja Cat.
Get over Doja Cat. Alright, let's move on to the big one. Let's talk about albums. Top 10 albums of the year. Do you want to start some off? Alright. I feel like we're probably going to have a few in common here.
Probably. Alright, so I'm going to go with Scion. Now,
did not have that, so first one's
there we go.
Not shared.
Yeah.
Right.
Wrong.
It's not wrong. Personal taste.
Yeah, true.
But you're wrong and I hate you.
Your opinion doesn't matter. Look, Scion made it in for me because, again, it was the concept of those 2 coming together and doing something that I thought was so well crafted and put together. Every song was good, and Howard just being such a huge metalcore fan, like from the iterations of it back in the day, because I'm old.
Did you guys know that? He's very old.
So old. Just hearing Howard get back to that real aggression, that emotive, belted out aggression was so good. And Jared Dines writes fucking killer riffs.
Yeah, that album was amazing.
It was great.
That was my discovery.
Okay, so the next one is Don Brocco, Amazing Things.
We shared that one.
Cool. And I'm so glad.
At the start of the year, I didn't like Don Brocco, but I've come around to them. They made this album is what turned me around.
Yeah.
I'd never listened to them heavily before, but there were so many good singles off this that allow me to get into them and go and listen to it that I really like them now. So much so that I actually bought merch. Johnny's very proud of me for that one.
He sent me a picture of him with the shirt. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So like a proud dad.
Yeah, Don Broker did really good things. In fact, amazing
things.
Yeah.
Yes. The next one for me was Siamese. Our boys in Siamese.
Yeah. This is always going to be my top 10. From the moment we discovered
So fucking
them,
good.
so amazing. Yeah. Home is the album. Every song I love. There's not a track on there that I go, oh, I don't want to listen to this one.
100%.
So
100%. Now, on my last two, Don Brocco and Siamese, these are the only two bands, because I know there's probably some people out there waiting for certain names to be dropped in this for me. They were the only two bands that had released multiple singles that we'd done that made it into my top albums.
Oh, interesting.
And I don't know what it is. I think it's probably because Siamese has just done so well. It's just done so well.
Yeah, it is.
And Don Brocco, I think, because it was so interesting and eclectic, and it was heavier than they've ever been, it was quirkier than they've ever been, it was more fun than they've ever been. I just think they did it really well.
Yeah.
Alright, so the next one for me is Silent Planet Iridescent.
Okay.
That came out of nowhere for me because I didn't expect it to be in my top 10. But after I listened to it once the first time through, I was just like, this is so good.
Yeah.
This is one of the most engaging heavy albums I've heard in a while.
So eclectic.
It's so good. It's just great. The next one, Phineas. Phineas. We still don't know how to say that.
I think it was Phineas, but yeah.
Phineas, the fire itself.
Yeah.
Man, those throwbacks to early 2000s metalcore, just insanely intricate riffs, super good drumming, like the syncopation, the catchy choruses, the huge breakdowns.
Yeah.
That's a winner for me, like straight up. The next one, which I know you have, is Turnstile.
Mm-hmm.
Glow On.
Yeah.
And we touched on this before. Everything that you said about why they were a discovery for you is why I love this. And I think, even though I knew the band, this album was still a discovery in a way because they changed it up so much.
Fully, yeah.
It's just so exciting.
Each song has its own vibe. It has, as I've said, that really fun groove element to it.
Yep.
The percussion on this album particularly is phenomenal.
Oh, dude.
So good.
The bass work.
Yeah.
To have an album, especially a hardcore album, where the bass is so prominent and so engaging is so well done. Now, a lot of people out there don't like pop punk. You're wrong. But if you want a good vibes album and you don't want to listen to pop punk, listen to Turnstile Glow On. It is so much fun.
It's become my running album. It keeps me going because it has such a really good upbeat tempo.
Keeps you glowing?
No. Well, that's the sweat coming from while I'm running. But yeah, it's become my and I listen to it. Like, if I run to a 45-minute run, I'll just put that on and just listen to the whole thing. It's amazing. So.
All right, so I've got a few left. Obviously, Error. An early release for the year, just so well done.
That and between that and Turnstile, my album's the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Still think about that album's flawless.
Alright, so final three for me is Whitechapel King.
Yep.
Man, I just get so excited, and I don't know, as a musician, I just feel a sense of pride hearing bands that are so ingrained in a certain scene really step out of their comfort zone and go, you know what? Fuck this, man. We want to do soft bits. We want to do an acoustic song. We want to do big, long, intricate, Tool-esque breakdowns. I just thought it was so good.
Yeah, Ken allowed me to dive into that band more than I ever had before because, I'm not a big fan of death metal stuff.
Yeah.
But it has so much diversity in it, and they did experiment so much that allowed me to actually find ways of stepping into that way more. And I did listen to that whole album, and I really liked it.
It's so good. It's so nice. The melodic parts in that are just like, oh man, this is just beautiful.
Yeah,
just so
actually, his vocals, the range that Phil has, phenomenal.
Yeah,
so good. So yeah.
Sad times though. Rudiger has left the band. The drummer.
Oh.
Yeah, he announced it not long ago.
Yeah, right.
And so, which is a bummer because he's literally one of the best drummers in the world. Final two for me. We have Thrice Horizons East. Now,
I didn't say anything.
Is that in your top albums? I don't think you even listened to that album the whole way through, did you?
No.
Sorry. Okay, so
I've said this before. I don't know if I ever will. I think it's just I just don't think I could ever get into them.
Yeah,
It
breaks my heart.
It's not that I dislike them. I just don't think I'm interested.
We've said before, Thrice is one of those bands that you need to go on the journey, I think, to really appreciate it. But for me, it was because it's like, after the last album, and I said that when we reacted to the songs, I was just like, it's a band that has refound the things that their fans loved about them, but they haven't sort of tried to force in heavy stuff or anything like that. It's just a really well-written album. The production was fantastic. Dustin's vocals are incredible. And I'm just really glad to hear them doing something that's just so nice. Yeah, so good again. Top album for the year. Look, this was always going to be number one for me. It's been a long time coming. We waited so long for it, and it did not disappoint. I think it's the best album they've ever done. Every Time I Die, Radical.
I forgot it.
Oh my god, I'm gonna explode.
But you know what? I'm going to say something later on. And I'm surprised you didn't have it, so we'll see what happens there.
Okay. Yeah, so...
I don't know why I'm writing it down now.
Just in case you forget again. No, that album was fucking so good. It was everything I love about Every Time I Die. It was the fun. It was the heaviness. It was the intricate stuff. It was the riffs. It was the playfulness. It was the lyrics. Everything was just done so well. Every Time I Die, you absolutely smashed it. Best album you've ever done. I love it so much.
Yeah, we both did talk about this. Maybe the reason I didn't talk about it there is because we did, in the November wrap-up, talk about it heavily then.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I forgot it, because I have listened to it a ton. I've listened to it with McGee while we trained a ton. Did someone say merch? Oh boy, we got you covered. Plenty of styles to choose from, like... and... ooh. Or... ooh. He is going to do great things. But, more importantly... ooh! Purple's a fruit.
Oh, yellow.
You know what? Yeah, you're absolutely right. I won't put you through that much more. No, you blew it. Turn around. That's the important part. Alright, last thing.
Slap it at ass.
Plenty of options. Check out the link down below, and thank you for supporting the channel.
We love you. So yeah, that was my top 10. Now I do want to give a quick special shout out because there were so many good albums to Normandy, Spirit Box, Ice Nine Kills, Sleep Token, and Imminence. The reason that Spirit Box, Sleep Token, and Imminence didn't make it in was because they dropped so many singles. Yeah, it kind of took away from the experience of the whole album.
We did talk about that.
But they're still great albums. So that's just the only reason that they were nudged out just a little bit.
Yep.
So yeah, cool. What'd you have?
So we already talked about Error, Turnstile, Siamese. I was with you on all those. Don Bronco. Apparently it's auto-corrected to Bronco. Start off with
and
very
it's Broco
different one.
anyway. Remember?
Yes, that's true. Soul Rock, John Mayer. That album for me was listened to so many times. It was a really great driving album, and so it got a lot of plays for me. I love it. Was just like an 80s revival. The musicianship and everything about it was just so well done, and I love his voice. So
it was close for me.
Yeah,
it was very close.
That one. Beartooth, Below. This album banged. It was, I think, a huge return of form for these guys. Not that they ever really dropped off, but I think they really found themselves again in this. The whole thing had this really aggressive rock. It wasn't as heavy as other stuff, but in other moments it was heavier. I think Caleb has such a great voice. It's so unique. Insane. So that was a big one for me. Below got played a lot.
Fun fact, that's the first Beartooth album or EP that I've loved the whole way through.
Yeah, right.
Like, loved.
Yeah.
Like, I've always liked them. Obviously, Caleb's voice could carry even the shittest bands, but I just loved it.
The next one I'm very surprised you didn't add.
Oh, I probably forgot it. I'm hard to remember.
For those that wish to exist, Architects.
It was close, but it just didn't have the replay value for me.
Okay.
After about sort of 6 months through the year, and even now I haven't listened to it.
It did drop a long time ago, so it was the very start of the year, which,
as
we said, the second half of this year had a lot. But for me, there was, when I was looking through my playlist and my top songs, there were still several of them in there that I still listen to regularly that made me go, you know what, that album as a whole still has holding value. So that's still definitely up there for me. The other band that was similar to that I feel the same way about was While She Sleeps. That album for me didn't make my top ones, but I still love it. Yeah,
it was very close to mine as well. Those guys just get better and better on every album. They really do.
Next one was Chunk, no Captain Chunk, Gone Are the Good Days. Now, I think I introduced you to this band this year. Or
I've heard of them before, but you brought it to me in a bigger way. And
But
I
that
didn't even know the album was out.
Yeah, so the whole album is out. It's fantastic. It's
Okay.
so good. There's so many different moments again that are real, like that. What do they call it? Easy core? Like
Yeah.
Day to Remember S, but done better.
Yeah.
There was some really great pop punk vibes. There's some really like ballady, acoustic, softer stuff. That whole album is amazing. So definitely recommend checking that out now. Another one, pop punk here, Between You and Me, the Aussie Boys, Armageddon.
Oh, yeah. You know what? If that had dropped earlier in the year, it probably
It
would have
only
made
came
it
a
mine.
month ago,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I would have listened to it more and been more familiar with it. It's so well done.
So good, yeah. So that album, we talked about that in the November wrap up, but yeah, Armageddon. Imminence, I had in there again. Now, same as what you said, there was so many tracks there that we had checked out, but the album still held up for me. I still really liked the album, and I think it was 5 or 6 singles they released.
Yeah.
To have loved all 6, I love the album. Like, if you don't like the other 4 songs, whatever it is, you still love the album overall. So that was a big one. Now we already talked about Every Time I Die that I'd forgotten. The other one I want to give a shout out to here was Axie, the Brazilian guys.
Oh, yeah. They actually, you know what? They should have been in my top 5 discoveries.
Yep.
Because, yeah, they are phenomenal.
They're
and
so good.
so underrated, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how hard it is for a band from that part of the world to sort of get out. But if you haven't checked out Axie and you do like
really, for those you playing at home.
yes, if you do like your sort of melodic metalcore, you need to check them out because they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
And not only that, but great dudes and great supporters of the channel, and we love that sort of stuff.
We've been very blessed to become good friends with so many amazing bands, and we've got that's part of the exciting things we've got coming up this year. We're going to be doing a lot more interactive stuff with these guys. There'll be some as tours start opening up.
Yeah.
We'll be doing some live interviews, and very excited for that.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
big extra special mention here goes to the boys in Memphis, Make Fire, because they released every track they released we loved, but
Yeah.
it hasn't come off an EP. It's off an upcoming album and nothing to release, so I didn't really know where to fit it.
Yeah,
And
I was
wanted to
thinking the
discover it 'cause
same.
We already knew them.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Look, I think the main thing with this year is that there's just been so much good music. If there is one thing to take from this crappy year...
Johnny's an idiot. Had to get in there somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what she
Is
said.
that the first time? It's, damn it! My joke!
Yeah.
No, look, that is the best part about this whole pandemic shit is it has really sort of forced a lot of artists to sit there and focus on their craft and just focus on writing really good music.
There's been
We've
some
been
amazing
so
glitter
lucky.
work coming out.
Yeah, so lucky.
You didn't hear because you spoke at the top of then. You said focus on their craft. I said there's been some amazing glitter work come out. You know, like arts and crafts.
Yeah, I would have gone more for witchcraft.
Ah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Do you reckon I'd be a good witch?
No.
No?
You're a horrible witch.
I need a pretty big broomstick to
Pretty
support me.
big
It's not that. Mine was more thing you like, because witches have to be like secretive, because otherwise get burned at the stake. And you'd be like, yeah, I'm not a witch.
With like sparkly hands, like.
Super obvious.
Hey, how long have we gone? Do we have time to do movies?
Nah.
We don't have time to do movies?
Nah.
Go
If you
on.
guys. Oh, okay.
Yeah, McGee said go on.
Alright, well, I didn't prepare anything
You
for
didn't,
this, so.
yeah, well, movies and TV shows. People love hearing us talk about that stuff.
Okay. Talk. I can agree with you on probably. I've seen them all.
Okay.
Every movie.
Yeah.
Go on.
Alright, so my top 3 TV shows for the year were Yellowstone.
Didn't watch it.
Dude,
I've only. Yeah, don't need to go into it. I've heard from
It's-
everyone.
are you
Love
up to
it.
date?
Yeah,
It's so good, right?
fucking yeah.
The
I've
prequel
only
series
heard
is
that
out
from-
now. 1833 or whatever it is.
Yeah, but that's not even on Stan. It's on like.
Paramount. I'll give you my login.
What's Paramount?
Yeah,
It's another
exactly. That's
streaming
what I
service.
said.
Oh, too many streaming
Yeah.
services now.
So many. Hawkeye.
I didn't finish it.
What?
Yeah, I got like 4 episodes in, and then just like Christmas happened, and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
got in the way, and I just didn't get back into it.
Last
I don't
episode.
have much time, Johnny.
I know you don't. I don't have much time either, I just don't sleep. And you've told me this before, if you want to lose weight, you've got to sleep and drink water. I know that, Nathan. We've been friends for 10 years. I'm a lost cause.
No water, no sleep. Just checking. Cool.
And the other show that, even though it only dropped just before the end of the year, Cobra Kai, man.
Oh,
Oh,
I haven't watched any of that either.
it's
But I don't
just
think I
such
will.
a nostalgia trip. It's so great.
Yeah, I didn't really watch Karate Kid growing up.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
that was one.
Yeah. Did you watch any shows?
Yeah, caught, and let me tell you guys the story. It's because I don't have much time. I don't like committing to things because I do want to see them through, and that was my problem with Hawkeye. Is I sort of started it, and then I got busy, and I was like, I can't commit to watching it. I need to wait and just get into it altogether.
Yeah.
Court was like, do you want to watch this show? It's called Blind Spot, and I was like, sure. Like,
The tattoo one?
Yeah, miniseries.
Yeah.
Great. I think it was like 5 episodes. 4 episodes in, I was like, how many to go? There's 22 episodes, 45 minutes long, and 5 seasons. We just finished it. I started like 8 months ago.
Oh, shit.
I was watching like 1 episode every few nights over 6 months.
Oh,
By
man,
the way, I swear you were on like episode 1 of Yellowstone last week.
Dude, I watched 4 seasons of Yellowstone in a week and a half. I did not go to bed until about 2 a.m. Yeah, I got in trouble every night when I went to bed. What time is it? She doesn't sound like that. But anyway.
Poor Tony.
Yeah, alright, so movies.
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
obviously.
Would you say best Marvel movie?
Yeah, go, run away.
Would you say best Marvel movie you've seen?
It's up there.
It's gotta
definitely
be,
up
eh?
there.
The way they executed that.
Yeah, we won't give any spoilers because it's still, I mean, you will see it by now, but
If you haven't, you're a loser.
the geeks have walked away. Yeah, it's amazing. It's so well done, and it is setting up for this next era of the universe.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for. I'm annoyed that you still haven't seen Eternals.
Oh, I can't. I missed it at the movies.
But it's not in the movies anymore.
No.
Ah.
No, it's been gone for like 3 weeks. I wanted to go see
It
it.
drops on Disney like next week.
I'm
So-
very keen to watch it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's also the next era of Marvel.
The thing with
About.
Spider-Man was, and like, Dustin, Alaska, and I watched all of the other Spider-Mans before. Not the Tom Holland ones, but the Tobey and the Andrew ones before.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great idea going into it. But my heart was just so full watching it. It's just weird that a comic book movie can make you feel so...
Yeah.
I was just like, oh man, this is wholesome as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm loving this.
Yeah, I liked it. So-
Shang-Chi was in my top ones. I thought that was great.
yeah, unreal. So,
Suicide Squad.
yeah, we both talked about this one. It was surprisingly good. For how bad the first one was.
Yeah.
Big
It was
comeback.
so fun.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
fun. Excited to see where they take the John Cena spin-off show.
I'm interested in that too. Apparently there's another spin-off that's coming from that as well. I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
There's another one that's coming out of that.
I just don't know if like, because he was like really funny in the context of the whole group.
Whether by himself he's as funny. Agreed.
Is it going to be too much?
Yeah.
John Cena being
I like John Cena. That's
invisible
what
and hilariously annoying. He's great though. He's a good dude. Free Guy.
Yep. Yeah, we love Ryan Reynolds.
What
It's
a,
just Ryan
dude,
Reynolds
what a
being
great
Ryan Reynolds.
concept. And it was so well done.
Yeah, really well written, cool editing. The graphics in it were amazing. It had nice little twists to it.
Yeah, and that also sort of like brought me to notice something that I notice every time I see him or he's involved in something. But I think one of the most underrated people in Hollywood is Taika Waititi.
I don't think he's underrated. I think
Really?
everything he's touching is turning to gold. Yeah, I reckon he's becoming very, very...
Maybe his name just
Rated.
hasn't hit the big time yet. Like,
Because people can't pronounce it.
yeah, probably.
New Zealand, my Alabama did that.
New Zealand.
Ah.
Fish and chips.
Oh, brew. New Zealand,
Yes. Fish and chips.
Yeah, Tiger is incredible. I'm really, really excited for the next Thor. It's
Yes.
going to be phenomenal.
It is. And the last one for me was something you wouldn't have seen, but I watched an Indonesian horror movie this year called Impetigore, and it was great. It was a great story.
What's it about?
Okay, so it's about a curse that's been put on a remote Indonesian village, so that every time someone in the village has a child, the child is like hideously deformed, and it's because they've angered some spirit or whatever. And it's a real intricate story, but it was really well done and it was really unnerving.
Okay.
And yeah, so if you like horror, check that out. It's on Shudder.
I watched, see, just throwing out a weird movie. I watched an interesting movie called Tender Bar, and it is George Clooney directed it, and it features that guy that's in
That guy,
he was Batman.
Michael Keaton,
No,
Val Kilmer,
newer Batman.
Christian Bale,
Newer Batman.
Ben
Affleck. Thank you.
How did you not remember his name?
He was mid blanket. Shut the fuck up. Yeah,
Oh,
Ben Affleck. It had Christopher Lloyd, Back to the Future.
Oh,
Yeah.
is he still alive?
He's still alive. He
That was a
was
rude thing for
he
me to
was
say.
way young when they did Back to the Future. It was made to look real old, but he's like he's old now, but as old as he probably looked in that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's based on a memoir. It's a really interesting story about like a young guy growing up in a sort of low income Long Island family and learning everything he can from people at bars and stuff. It just tells his story. Doesn't really go anywhere crazy, but it's just an interesting story. So, and well done. It's like kind of like comedy drama-esque, but Yeah, it was really well done. I liked it. So, called The Tender Bar.
The Tender Bar.
Anyway, that'll do.
Is that it from us? Is that all? Yeah.
Let's just start this year. I want to go listen to some new music.
We're gonna go shoot. We're gonna go shoot a couple.
As always, if you guys have requests or things you think we missed from last year, let us know. We won't react to them now. It's a new year, but we can definitely go check them out.
We'll check them out.
Yeah. As always, thank you for your support. We really appreciate it.
We hope you enjoyed this. We hope that your year last year wasn't as bad as it could have been.
This is now what we would have done last year, just there's cameras in front of us this time. Normally it's just us talking about what music we've listened to anyway.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is entertaining. Otherwise, I don't care. But if people don't watch it, whatever. I know we catch them talking about music with you.
Tell us how wrong we are in the comments. Tell us that, no, that album was
Oh,
shit.
we love Doja Cat!
I don't think anyone watching this has come across from the Doja Cat reaction, just waiting to see. Maybe they've come around now.
I'll wait for their year in review.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys this year. Bye!
Thanks! See you this year. That was nice.
Yeah, as I said, right?
Yeah.